org2b, Orange class. Today is Thursday, April the 6th. Three major goals. Three major goals today. One, part of statistics is taking the numerical information that you have and then displaying it in some form, some graphical form. So today we're going to use bar graphs so that you will have met that requirement. Obviously there are pie charts and other things, but for today we'll do a bar graph, which could almost be called a histogram, but I think a piece of it will be missing that will make it not be able to call that. So one, bar graph, that's going to be the first thing we do. Second thing that's going to be important today, and this one is the bigger of the three, of the 2.5. You are going to write out what is called the final presentation. The final presentation has to do with what demonstrating that you can make a decision based on. I hear you too. Like, where am I coming from? You can make a decision based on statistics. All this number stuff you've been looking at, all the information you've been finding, you can now make an informed decision based on statistics. This one, again, definitely like a mama bird. I'm going to give you a template, a format that you're going to follow. Some pieces you'll switch out because your numbers will be different. Some pieces will be slightly different because your decision will be different. But there'll be parts of them where you're just going to basically be writing the same thing. The first time we did this, not you all, but the class, their version of it was so far off that, like, I can't really give you a grade on that thing. So that's why I decided, give them the template. If they ever have to in the future, they can vary from that. That's item number two. Number one, bar graph. Two, this page and a half of writing, that little neat writing that you all saw, basically a page and a half of writing will be that one, but it's easy writing. And then, because you have a template, and then the last half will be us writing down for the assessment that you got, the videos that go with each portion of it. Some of us need to fix some pieces, some of us need to put in some pieces. There may be time for us to actually start looking at that today, but we'll see what happens. For sure, you're going to write down those pieces. So those are the three main things for today. Let me pause that. I think there's a question. Then what is it you're taking? I assume we already said org2b and all that sort of stuff. So here's the plan. Here's the plan. The plan is to take the information off of that, the data that we collected, and demonstrate it on a bar graph. Now, unfortunately, the bar graph is going to be so small, and your writing will have to be small, so big writers hold. And so if I were starting this one off, it would look something like this. The first thing is architecture and engineering. So for your purposes, and don't write on yours yet, just kind of see what's going on. Say it again. Is it arts and design, this first one? Oh, okay, but still involved with the one above it. So let me ask you to do that, actually. You can look at mine, or if you have the larger version that you did with us, you can take that one out. But essentially what you're going to wind up doing is the following. You're going to create a baseline. I'm going to run out of space. You won't. You'll do your landscape. Yeah, don't write it. Just take it all in. That way you'll know what we're trying to get to. Also, you get rulers. Yeah, so right now, hold on until I can do that.
We're just going to watch a middle.
Yeah, so just kind of watch first. That way, any of the things we can take out of there. All right, so you get your baseline. For our purposes, in a perfect world, you'd write out the entire category. In other words, let's see if I can move you up here. On this box here, it would be architecture and engineering, so I'm going to put A and E. If I can write small enough, I would put it right in the box. A and E. From there, the next door neighbor, I'll do three of them, which should be obvious. So anything I'm doing right now shouldn't be like, huh? It should be like, oh, okay, duh. Each column gets a name of each one of the categories. Okay.
Even the ones that don't have
Every single one, because of course you have to identify, for our purpose on the bar, how do we know someone got a 0? Well, if it's not shown as a blank box, we don't know what they got. So arts and design, A and D, they'll get theirs. I'll do just one more. We get the point. These little tick marks, I wonder if I should eliminate them because they might look like they're ones. But they're not actually ones. They're me connecting it. Let's see if I can erase that.
You should just do another one next to the like 2.
I can't. Sorry. Those are good ideas, though. Those are great ideas. All right. So again, what happened? Oh. All right. Last one. Let me do building and what's that? Building and grounds. Someone have the actual survey. B and D. Oh, B and G.
B and C. B, C.
Now again, this part today is going to be like, all right, so you'll label them and so on, go all the way down. From there, each box, this is a 1. And if I label it 1 right here, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, the first thing you'll do, how many boxes or how many people voted for arts and rather architecture and engineering?
0.
Yeah, big fat 0. How do you mark 0? You don't. You just leave it as is. How many people did arts and design? 5. How you color it in, there are highlighters for those who don't want to just color it in with pencil. And I think since that one is the highest, or some people might actually with their highlighter, so that it's nice and neat and colored in. And voila. You go on down. I wish there was somebody before I got all the way down there, but obviously this guy who has 2 would get 2. So you're creating a visual display. This is part of that big packet we gave. There are 2 things that we're still lacking. We've done all the assessments in there, except for 2 pieces. One of them is, can you display it? You got to give your thing a title. For us, this was our survey. Survey of career clusters. Survey of career clusters at Fontana 2 Center. Survey of career clusters. I would go all the way down, but that's in the way. At Fontana 2. The only other thing I want to add on there is, and this one, I see if I can move this, is I want you to put down what the sample was and the population. Again, for some of us, this was an important key to part of the assessment that some of us had a little issue with. But the sample, anybody know what the sample was? 20 is correct. And anyone know what the population was? 236. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you?
We just used the best.
Population. So numbers for population, not this time. We only have words for population. I guess 5 is a word, but it's more a number than a word in this case.
We said 1,000. Oh, the whole Fontana 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fontana 2, yeah. I'll put students at Fontana 2. All students at Fontana 2. Some of you, when you get to your assessment, check to see what you wrote down for population. Some people put down 150 million. Remember, your population is like me going to Pan Express, which I do enjoy going to, and then they say, hey, would you like a sample? I choose orange chicken every time, even though I know how it tastes. But remember, the sample is what you get from there, and the population, the population is what you took it out of. So when we did our sample of 20 students from Fontana 2, we took it out of the population Fontana too. So some of you will, when you see your thing again, you'll fix it because some is broken. All right. What does he want to say to them? That will take care of the idea of showing a chart. Is this it? Is it only 3? No. I think technically there, it goes to like, I think it's 25 now. Rules will be coming out in a moment, but let's pause. Anybody want to ask anything about, is the reason why we didn't write the A and E horizontally? The idea is that we want, in this particular case, our bars to touch each other, to be adjacent to one another. So it looks more like a histogram, though it is not. It'll be a bar chart. So in short, for our purposes, technically, I guess if you want to separate them, you could, but to keep it more like a histogram, we'll just keep it right next to each other. Good question. Again, make sure you include the ones that have blanks. So let me see. Building, B and F,
That's true.
For career-wise is where you chose all 3. So you you guys didn't print that out. You know what your 3 career choices were? If you know what they are, then go to bls.gov. That's where you're going to get the information you need for that second sheet. F, C, and computer. I can't read that computer thing.
Thomas, can I have another piece of brown paper?
Let's see if it's extra, otherwise I'll just have to erase and just do, and I'll excuse whatever is broken on that one. What's broken on that one, by the way?
I highlighted in the wrong box.
Oh, man.
That was first world problem.
Do all your stuff in pencil first, and then come back after you double check it, and then highlight. Write down org2b U9 assessment plus video. We'll do the first bullet. Well, this could be used with any shape that's going to have more than once. Assessment page 1. Now the way I'm calling pages is a full piece of paper is page 1. I'll be doing front and back. So I might say front. You might just say back. If it says F plus B, that's front and back. So assessment page 1. Back. I'll put back in parentheses. Also, page 2, it is a 1. Let's make it distinct. Page 2, front and back, it's going to be an F plus B. And then, before I start making these videos, as people were absent, they'd kill me. I'd have to redo this whole thing for them on a Friday, and then the next person comes in and I have to do it again. Next person, so I have to teach class 4 times because they were absent. Drop, not anymore. Add options there, and then not for drop.
Does not for drop matter?
Back.
They're trying to lift you up. That's
this one, I'll write the whole thing back. You think someone's not going to know F plus B? Facebook. Alright, what is that plus B? Front and back of page 2. Oh,
wow, are you?
The video.
Whoa.
Video. Video. YouTube. You are doing org2b. Thurs March 6. Thurs March 16.
So for the fun.
And March 30. This is the most important one there is. There are a bunch of pages that are connected to the assessment. Some people, there are some pieces that are missing. Some people, part they didn't know. And some pieces just kind of guided you. After you see what you got a 1 on, for the first day of assessment, for those who are absent, This was the these are the videos. Those 2 days that go with it. One is super short. March 30 just shows. Oh shoot. All right, let me do this. Let me do this. Quotes after the 16, so that you know that's one video. The March 30 is another date. So how can I fix that?
I'm sorry. I think we'll understand. Just like different things around March 30th. Just write it. There's 2 separate videos. No, just put like March 30th.
But do you not know for the one that you
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And then put 2 lines so that'll be like copying what's above. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Comment, you look so unsure.
I want it to help young people, but now it's like a quotes.
Well, I already put it down. I already put it down.
Now the good news is because you're here, you'll remember that it's
Yeah.
a video.
But Thomas,
Yes.
no, they either act slow or they
Yeah,
really
yeah,
are
she's
so
nothing.
they don't
It's possible.
understand.
Now that looks like MAR. Yeah, or come on.
See,
But it's not, oh, I'm using an important time, so let me move.
Put and March.
and see, like,
And Mark. All right. Second one. There are only 3 of these pieces, by the way. The second day of testing. Oh, by the way, if you were here on both days of testing, some of this will be important to you. Some of it may not be, depending on how you did in a particular section. All right. Assessment page. This is what we did. What's today? Today is Thursday. This is what we did Tuesday. We did page 3. We did the front. And we did page 4 front. I'm going to put an F to see if it messes with somebody.
it's gonna mess with everyone.
FT? Front it is. The video. This is Tuesday, ORG Tuesday. Tuesday, April 4th. I'm out of the way, I'm out of the way. Write it down, write it down, write it down. And obviously today's video, which is super important, goes with, I guess, today's video as it's reporting even.
I don't understand what this is.
I'll tell you at the end. Yeah. I'm connecting it. It don't matter to some people. Some people it may not have to matter, but let me have everybody write it down.
And Thomas,
Yes, please.
should I say it?
What are you saying?
Oh wow, now you're acting slow.
Who, me? Me?
Yes.
What did I do?
By the way, saying someone is slow is like a slur to people
Or like
who are mentally challenged. Don't say a retarded. Don't say it. You just want to say everyone over.
Graph.
Isn't that like every day?
Ooh, page 1 graph.
She's more triggered today than usual.
Page 1 front.
Sorry, Richard literally shushed me like.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, and he shushed me on Thursday. I just cried about it. Okay, you don't fight it.
He shushed you?
Yeah, I was trying to tell him what I didn't understand. He shushed me.
Bar graph.
I mean, you did go off. Just a little bit. Just enough to be
But
like.
it's just he didn't call them the answer question.
And final presentation.
Oh, was this a teacher?
Yeah.
And y'all say I'm no.
Page 4 back.
Okay, not like us.
Come on, Thomas.
Final
Final presentation.
And he goes, shh, like 3 times.
And then I made the insult. You guys got it.
I had like a mental breakdown.
And then I made the insult. And you guys made fun of me. And you guys put.
Write it down, write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it
Now you know
down.
how I feel.
Why are you yelling?
Equals. Video. Nice and easy. I'm in the room. Video. It's
No, I'm writing.
ORG2b. You 9. What's today's date? Today is
Today's
6. How about you?
Oh, she responded.
Thursday,
She has been pushing too.
April 6.
Oh, look at her.
That doesn't look like a 6.
Aw, she's really cute. It is.
Hey, how about for now put that away, please?
Okay.
Today, this last part is where all this unit comes together, Anna. And so in this case here, there are 4 pieces that they want you to do. You're going to do them slightly out of order when I have you do it. It's going to be 1, 3, 4. How can I highlight that?
Just right, highlight your numbers.
Yeah, but
Like, why would it even try and do a thing?
like I feel like she was. No, but I felt like she was writing her thing.
What is happening?
And I felt like.
You good, Thomas?
No, but I.
It's called persistence. I may win. I may not.
Oh!
Alright, good. Alright. So here's what I want you to do. Highlight 1, 3, 1, 3. Uh-oh.
So not to?
1, 3, 4. Highlight 1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4.
Now the reason for 1, 3, 4, which I wish it would let me highlight, is because that's the order that you're going to do it in. So let me read what they are and try and give some insight on it, and then just go from there. So 1, 3, 4. You're doing all 4 of them, but the order that you're doing them in. So first thing, determine my career choice. Of those 3 pages that you have out, like we did last time, you're going to eliminate one just automatically. We did this already, so you should remember which ones you did. You're going to be left with 2. The one that you have the check mark on, or you put a star, and the second competitor. The competitor is going to be the one that you're going to start comparing information so that when you write on this next sheet that I'm going to hand out to you, you recognize, oh, I see where Thompson's getting his information from. So, let me read what 1, 3, 4 is. 3, provide facts and justifications that led to me, that led me to my career decision. Okay? Yeah, you can just say regular stuff, but what the stuff you'll be saying is stuff about those 4 numbers. You're going to be comparing these 4 numbers, and when you compare the 4 numbers on your career choice, that's going to help you decide which one is going to be the career choice for you, even if in real life, of course, you don't actually go down that road. For the purposes of making an informed decision using data, which is what this whole unit is about, you'll have to write some stuff down. I'm going to give you a template, so you don't have to figure out, okay, how am I going to write this? You'll write it just like I did, and then in the future, if you need to vary it, you could. 4, explain how statistics from outside research and the survey I created helped me make an informed decision. In other words, for the career cluster that you're going to be choosing, how did our little survey help with that? And again, there'll be something there. Finally, 2. 2 says reflect on the process supported by my project. What that says is this. All the things that we've done in this unit, they want you to comment on it. Oh, we did this, we did that, we did the other. And again, when we read this, I'm literally going to read what I have here to you with you doing some highlighting. Then you go, okay, I got my template. I see how it addresses all 4 of them. Again, last time, before I had students just kind of, well, go ahead and do your best on it. And what they wrote was like, okay, they might have said some here, the rest was missing. So this time we'll do template and go from there. So again, what you should have so far, 3 highlights. 1, 3, 4. You are doing 2, but the order is 1, 3, 4, then 2 comes at the end. Let's hand out the sheets that go as your exam. On both sheets, you'll write your name, class color, and final presentation, upper right-hand corner, so that you know that these 2 things will ultimately... Yeah, name, class color, final presentation. So let's see if I can move this thing up without it doing crazy stuff. Yes, please. Name, class color, final presentation, upper right-hand corner. That way it'll be in all the same place on every single page, so when it's time for me to look through them, it'll be easy to find. Alright, let's read through this, see if I can read through this in 6 minutes or less.
I don't think you could have made it.
Hope.
Because
Name. Class color. And final presentation.
Right on that one.
On both of them, both the notebook paper and this one, so that they're connected. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Will this go up when I move it? Probably not. All right, here we go. I'm reading. When you turn yours in, I want it to look like this. I may have to pass it back to you to redo if it doesn't. So as close as you can, make it look that way. Will this thing move up by just me moving it? 2 fingers? Will. Okay, good. All right, so here it comes. The first one's nice and easy. Today, you're going to start the process by which you're going to choose. You'll compare 2 career choices off those 3 pages that you have. 1 you'll eliminate, the 2 you look at. You're going to compare their the summaries, the number part, and then you are going to choose them. When I compared my 2, which is on the back here, if you check to the back of yours, you'll see I had math teacher and recreational worker. I want you to see this so you can see how, when I'm starting to read, where some of my numbers came from. The number's a little different. It may mean I did about a year ago, so the number may have changed. So, get ready. Let's read. Get ready to highlight some things. Okay, so I chose math teacher number 1, checked off. Number 3. Again, it's 1, 3, 4, then 2. I chose, well, this thing let me highlight, I'll do mine in red. I chose math teacher over recreation worker, partly because, partly because the median pay, please underline median pay, you may recall, we highlighted that. That's one of the key numbers. The median pay for a teacher was $57,200, while recreation worker was $23. So these 2 numbers need to be in your thing. And the reason you put them in there is to demonstrate you're highlighting this right now, either with the highlighter or with your phone with the highlighter. You're demonstrating to the teacher that, yes, I use data to make an informed decision. This is one of the pieces of data that I use. Going to continue. The number of jobs for teachers is, please underline number of jobs, please. Highlight number of jobs. For teachers is 961,600, but 379,300 for recreation workers. So again, that's the second piece of data that I compared. And I'm just putting it in written form that I did in fact do that. There are more opportunities to become a teacher. Oh, that's just a statement of what came right ahead of it. I mean, almost 900,000 jobs versus just 300,000. Yeah, I'll take the one that has more. Now, again, for you, as you're making your decisions, they don't have to be my decision. In other words, just because it's more of this, there's more pay, I want that job. Okay, whatever reason you decide, you can choose. Nonetheless, you have to back it up with the numbers that you compared. Why? Here goes. There are more opportunities for a teacher. One advantage of the recreational worker is schooling required only is schooling required only needing a high school diploma. Now, what I don't know is if this high school diploma thing, if it wasn't in the numbers part, it was probably in the how to become a teacher, how to become a recreational worker. So this one, I actually used some data that was not numbers. Is it in numbers?
Yeah, it says.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So it's still in the same section. This one, schooling. Highlight schooling, please. How long do you have to stay in school to get that job? All right. Let's see. Can I move up? Yeah, schooling. Let's see. Where am I in this section? Schooling. I see you, schooling. All right, schooling. All right. Only needing a high school diploma to be a recreation worker. That means that more people trying to get that job. Teaching requires 5 years of school after high school. The job outlook, please highlight job outlook. That should be another one of those summaries. For teachers is 6% and 10% for recreation workers. That kind of means that there are going to be less opportunities for teachers than there will be for recreation workers or recreation workers. This last fact didn't change my mind. Okay. So I still considered that, but the fact that there's going to be less jobs for teachers, I still would choose that, even though there'll be more growth for recreation work. Pause right there, friends. For the 4 says the outside. Oh, one of the questions that asks you is, hey, what's the outside research that you did to help you make this decision about your career? The outside research was looking up data on BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. So let's put this, highlight data, please. Highlight BLS, please. And career-wise. In other words, I did a little bit of research. I took a little test, at least find out if I put in these things that I like, what is going to come back. As opposed to like, oh, I just want to be a doctor, they make a lot of money, you know. Like, okay, I know at least something about it. It says here, both gave me information to consider for each career choice. Again, this you're writing just as is. This is exactly what you did. Our survey gave me an idea of what other OFY students, unlike OFY students, I also want you to write the word population under that. Good. Might choose. I will not do. Here comes, all right, highlight. And then 2 is the final one. You are going to begin on this today. But what you need to do is you need to have those 2 careers that you're going to be considering. What? Sort of. All right, last part. Number 2. 2 is basically just chronicling, going back, saying what we've done. What was the process? I think an aspect we did, and when you read your little, the rubric, the little thing that we highlighted. The process included taking our own survey on career-wise to determine our top 3 career clusters. This one, highlight, career-wise and top 3 career clusters. This is what you use to narrow down what career choice you would make. We identified possible career choices, 3 or 4. And if you just want to highlight 3, if you want just doing 3, you can do that. So you don't have to put the or 4, you can actually write yours out. And some of you are wondering, like, okay, can I write what you're writing? Yes. You are writing what I'm writing. Some of your information may change, and I think this paragraph will be exactly the same because this is what we did. Let's see, in at least 1 cluster, we then created our own survey, underline own survey, to find out what career cluster students at OFY, again, our population, might be interested in. You should be on the back page by now. And yes, video people,
they like to call themselves video Americans.
Yeah, Americans. All right, here it goes. Here it goes. We made references. Notice the numbers I'm marking. I guess they wanted us to maybe list the number of things, or maybe this is from the assessment. In any case, put in those numbers as you see them. We made reference. Oh, yeah. And some have no trouble. We made inferences. Thank you. This is what, not references. We made this one underlined. Yes, assessment. The first question asked. Or highlight. Based on our survey, what inference were we able to make about the students here at, about our population, students here at Fontana 2? Some people didn't know what inference kind of meant, so they didn't know what to write. Then we compared the data from our survey to the data on the BLS. Remember when we did our own little percent versus the big numbers? Okay, we did that. So let's do this, compared. So we inferred, we compared. The third thing we did, we used our survey data to find out about 1,000, then 18,000, it's actually 18 million. Again, this is right there on the assessment. Some people didn't know what to do with that. The videos will show you. The videos like so clear, like no way. And then number 4, the last thing we did, we found the margin of error. We did that last time. That P parentheses 1 minus P. Okay. On our survey. We also declared that the purpose of our survey, we looked at the purpose of our survey, and then looked at histograms. Hey, you built something today, quite similar to a histogram. You have the different categories, how many in each category. So you did your histogram. And then lastly, we compared 2 possible career choices using research data. That's what that word says, research data. So this last category, you just said what we did throughout the unit. this presentation, compare the numbers, the summaries to get your number one, and then make a decision that you're going to be able to back up. Like, oh, I choose this career. I chose teacher. Then you should be able to begin on 2. My guess is that 2 will probably be what we're able to complete in class. I don't know that we're going to have another full class period to finish this. I do know, though, we're going to see next class for sure part of our assessment to start fixing some things that are broken. But this is the last section on it, so I guess we will have to use piece to piece. So what is it that I need them to do right now? What do I need them to do right now? 1 and 3. So here's what I need you to do. With your 2 career choices, I need you to compare the summaries and then make a choice as to which career you're going to do. If when you compare the data for those, it's the one that you chose, then yes. And then you'll begin writing in these words on your paper. So I'm going to see how far you get in terms of writing number 3. Number 1 and 3 is what I want to see started.